Good morning, Facebook, Instagram. I'm back. Wow. Looks like the summer is running away from us here in Toronto. It's already mid-August. Can't believe how fast this year's flying by, especially with all that's going on. Yeah, so today I'm going to share a bit about, if you missed me last week, it's because I was doing my phone detox or technology fast. I wouldn't necessarily call it a technology fast. I just got a quick 10-minute video today because I have a 9 o'clock meeting I got to get to. So usually we're on live at 9. So today's a little bit earlier, but I hope you guys had a good weekend, and I hope you guys are ready for an amazing week. So, just as always to start the week, I just say like close your eyes for like 5 seconds, just set an intention. Like what do you want this week to be for you? If this was to be the best week of your year, what would have to happen this week? Okay, and sometimes we get so lost into that day to day wake ups, get into the routine that we don't put enough intention into what we want to create in our lives. So, I would say like just take a moment, focus on intention for this week to be the best week of your life. What would have to happen? Maybe it's getting a new job. Maybe it's closing a deal. Maybe it's spending time out in nature. Okay, so just take 5 seconds. And when that thought comes to mind, I want you to also feel what it feels like in your body for that to be true. Okay, so if that was true, what would that feel like in your body? Okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people ask me about like ceremonies, intentions, and stuff like that, and I say, like you shouldn't just focus on an intention when you have a ceremony. If you're going to do ayahuasca or a mushroom ceremony, or even like doing it with yourself, that should not be the only time you do intention. You should live an intentional life. We're always thinking about the direction you want to move in, and not so rigidly like, hey, I have to get from point A to B, but it's more of like that feeling you want to embody as you're living your life. What does that look like? What does that feel like on a daily basis? Because if you have no direction where you're going and you're stuck in the moment thinking about maybe the stress of the day and all these kind of things, you're creating that perpetual environment in your mind. So sometimes it's good to sort of say, okay, like, where do I want to go to? Where do I want to go on a personal level, and where does humanity want to go on a collective level? Okay, so 10 days. Did a 10-day phone fast, 10-day coffee fast. I was going to do a 10-day food fast as well. I ended up cutting it short. I did a 3-day dry fast. So dry fast is no food or no water for 72 hours. And the reason I cut the dry fast short was because I had my brother's birthday on last Friday, and then I had my nephew's birthday on Saturday, and it was summertime. I was like, I need to torture myself. I really want to enjoy the socialness of food. Because one thing you're going to notice when you start fasting is how social food is, and how connecting that is. And one of the things I've been really focusing on recently is the power of communities as part of your healing process, part of your growth process. Not, some people have some healing to do to get back to baseline, but I think ultimately people should be going for maximum potential. And I think having a strong community is important. I think it's been proven in the blue zones around the world that these people that live to 100 healthy and strong have very strong communities. So eating together is something we've lost, like sitting at the table without focusing on TV, being with each other, being grateful for our food and sharing a bit about, what's going on in our lives is a super important ritual that I think we need to sort of tap back into. And so, while I'm on the fast, although, intentionally taking food out also allows you to appreciate how much you enjoy food and how important it is and nourishing it is. Other things like that came up into my awareness. So I would say your next meal, just slow down. No phone. Well, I also had no phone, so that's another reason why I noticed this. Is really focus on food and eating and being grateful. And I think it'll change your eating experience. How many times have you eaten while you're driving or watching TV or working on the computer? Let's take 5, 10 minutes to ourselves and eat. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I've done longer fast before. So the dry fast was good, a little bit challenging. Day 4, I broke it. Some water, watermelon, some lemon juice, mineral water, and some salt for electrolytes. But I'm going to wait till the fall. I'm going to do a parasite cleanse and another long fast for sure, 10 days, probably after the long weekend, season change, sometime in September. So if you're curious about dry fast, I wouldn't recommend it to start. I would start with some water fasting, juice fasting to get used to the feeling of being hungry, and work your way up. Start with 12 hours and work your way up from there, and also talk to your doctor. Coffee. I've been reading Ben Greenfield's book. I've been loving it. It's a textbook for sure, but you can read pages as you want. And I've always known coffee is not the greatest for you. But there are definitely some benefits to drinking coffee. But I think with anything, it's moderation. You can't work out 6 hours a day and not break down over time. And when you're drinking coffee, it's stimulating the nervous system, pumping some hormones like cortisol, the stress hormone, into your body, which has benefits, waking you up, getting you focused. But also, too much of it cannot be a good thing. There's something in your brain called adenosine receptors. Um, and adenosine is the sort of the chemical that makes you feel tired. And coffee fills those receptors. So when you're drinking coffee, um, it's blocking those receptors. But what happens when you block something? It starts making more. You need more coffee, and then you have trouble sleeping. Looking into adrenal fatigue. So basically, what it's suggesting is taking 7 to 10 days off a month of coffee, or every couple period of time. So I've set every 60 days, 10 days off. It's a good reset. And I'll tell you, that first coffee when you come back is like fire. It's just like really amps you up. And I think it's absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's what I was looking for. So same thing with coffee. Take some time off coffee, you realize how much you miss it, how much you love it. The big one I wanted to share was the phone fast. This for me was the most impactful. I'm looking for my phone. It's here filming on my stand for YouTube. I'd strongly suggest trying this. 10 days with no phone was challenging. There's this like instinct or like habit of like reaching for your phone, wanting to check your messages. Sometimes you feel like it's vibrating in your pocket. It's crazy shit going on. Your brain is just so wired. But after like 10 days, it was like, okay, I don't need my phone as much. This fear of missing out, someone's going to call me, I'm going to miss getting invited out to a friend's house, or I got to message someone. I had access to my email every day. If someone needed to really get a hold of me, I had access to my email. My house phone started ringing again, which is quite interesting as well. And I was just really more focused during the day. I'd recommend reading the book Deep Work. All these little distractions, checking your email, going into an email, or getting a message, just leads your brain into this fractions your focus into a million pieces. And then coming back, it takes a lot of time to get like super focused again. But for those 10 days, I would be on my computer when I need to be on it. And when I needed to message someone, I'd WhatsApp on my computer. But in evenings when I went out, I'd have my phone. And I thought it was gonna be a big deal, but I was really able to be super present where I was in the situations, whether it was family, it's going out. And I started liking it, not this tendency to reach for the phone. And when I was driving in my car, that was probably the hardest time to not have a phone. Not because I'm on my phone in the car, because I'm listening to podcasts and making phone calls. But I started remembering phone numbers that I hadn't used in years of my friends when I had to call them from like a landline. My house phone started ringing. I didn't even remember how the house phone was like, something's ringing. What is that? Where's that noise coming from? Oh, it's a phone. And like even waking up in the morning, not like running, like feeling this urge to, let me see if I have any messages, let me see if I missed something. So you become in less of a reactive mode and more into your own sort of like field of energy, where it's just like, okay, I'm going to do what I need to do. So that was huge for me. And now it's like my relationship has changed with my phone. I don't feel the need to go back to it. So I'm creating a new relationship, setting new boundaries with my phone. 8 to 4, it's going to be off. Leave it in the car as much as possible. When I'm driving, I can make a phone call. I can hands-free, of course. I can listen to a podcast. And I have access to email for anyone who really needs to get a hold of me. But it's definitely a life changer, I think, for me, for focus and just the way your mind works. I noticed as soon as I got back on the phone right away, I started feeling more anxious. All these social media things coming, trying to get my attention, trying to like persuade my perception of reality. It was like really real and really quick as soon as it came back on. So I'm going to be changing that. I keep tweaking, like what exactly I'm going to do. But right now it's 8 to 4 or 9 to 4 during the day, airplane mode. At my sort of discretion is how much I'm going to use it, not allowing it to control me as much anymore. So that's the quick update. Like I said, I got to go at 9. So I thank you for tuning in, guys. I'll be back every Monday. Check out the YouTube channel. I've got a lot of new videos, new podcasts coming out, Elemental Awakening on YouTube. And yeah, if you like these videos, share them, connect people. I got so many updates with our men's retreat and this last weekend what I did and my new morning routine, which has been great. So yeah, I'll share those all next week. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. Set an intention what you want this week to be, for it to be the best week of your year. Just think about that as we get off here. Just take 5 minutes. What needs to happen this week and start moving towards it. Even if you don't get to that full best week ever, step in the right direction is always good. See you soon. Peace. Have a great day. Love you.